Leo, let's get straight to it. Your future is unlike anything we've seen in decades. What's unfolding for you this November is so powerful, so unprecedented, that when I saw it in your energy field, I had to sit down. Archangel Michael didn't whisper. He shouted. And in over 40 years of spiritual work, I've never experienced anything like this. Now, before we go any further, I want to be real with you. You didn't land on this video by accident. If you're here, if your heart pulled you in, it's because something in you is ready. Ready for the truth. Ready for the shift. Maybe you're not sure what you're looking for, but something deep inside is looking for you. I know, that sounds heavy. But when the cards dropped for you, Leo, they didn't just fall, they vibrated. It was like a crack in the sky, like the universe paused to look directly at you. And what I saw wasn't just change, it was destiny unfolding. This isn't about a vague, something big might happen. This is about a spiritual window opening, a 21-day energetic portal in November aligned with Pluto, Uranus, and Mars all hitting your sun. That combination is rare. It doesn't show up for just anyone. It's a call to shed the old skin, release what's been weighing you down, and rise into the version of yourself you've always felt, deep down, you were meant to be. You're not here just to survive this phase of your life. You're here to lead, to create, to expand. But none of that happens without awareness. And that's what this reading is meant to do, give you clarity, guidance, and yes, a little push where you've been hesitant. Let me ask you something. Have you been feeling a kind of emotional static lately? Restless for no clear reason? Like something big is coming, but you don't know what? That's not random. That's your inner frequency shifting in preparation. Because you, Leo, are about to walk through a door that only opens for those bold enough to claim their worth. And I want to say something else, from one soul to another. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, even if it hasn't felt like it. Sometimes the light doesn't come in until everything else falls away. And that's why Archangel Michael is so loud right now, because your time is now. Throughout this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 biggest themes lighting up your chart this month. We'll talk about the major financial opening that's being prepared for you. The emotional breakthrough you've been asking for in silence. The relationship that's either arriving or deepening in ways you didn't think were possible. The mission that's calling you and how to answer it. And finally, the energy work you can do right now to anchor all of it. But before we dive in, I want to take a moment to thank you. Not just for watching, but for showing up for yourself. Every like, every comment, every share, every subscription you offer helps this channel keep growing. And more importantly, it's how you step deeper into this energetic family we're building here. Thank you. From the deepest part of me. Your support is what keeps this light alive. Now, Leo, here's your moment. If you're feeling this message already, if something in your body is saying, yes, even if you're not sure why, then let it be real. Confirm it. Go down to the comments and write, I'm ready for what's mine. Don't overthink it. Just declare it. That one action is your first step through the doorway. And trust me when I say you're going to want to stay until the very end. Because what the universe is revealing, it's not small. It's sacred. Now tell me, Leo, what is it that pulled you here today? What part of your soul knows there's more waiting for you on the other side of this message? Let's find out together. Leo, if you've been feeling a strange restlessness in your chest lately, like something's moving under the surface, but you can't quite name it or not imagining things. This isn't anxiety. It's alignment. You are standing at the threshold of something rare, something sacred. What's happening in the skies above you right now is not random. It's precise. It's cosmic architecture in motion. Astrologically, Pluto, Uranus, and Mars are forming a rare and powerful triangle with your natal sun sign. That configuration doesn't just activate external events, it initiates internal transformation. These are not gentle planets. Pluto unearths what's buried. Uranus disrupts the comfortable. Mars propels you forward, whether you're ready or not. And together, they're creating a 21-day energetic corridor that demands one thing from you: wakefulness. When I laid the cards for you, two archetypes emerged immediately: the Star and the Empress. They didn't arrive quietly. It felt as though they pulsed off the table. The Star is the light after the storm. It's the moment you realize that hope wasn't foolish after all. The Empress, on the other hand, is creation made visible. She speaks of what you've been quietly nurturing inside, the parts of you that are finally ready to come alive, grow roots, and take form. These two cards, when paired, are not just about luck or blessings. They are about rebirth, realignment, and reclaiming your inner power. But here's the thing: when a new frequency wants to enter your life, your current system has to shift to match it. That's why you might be feeling off. Some nights, you might find yourself wide awake without a reason. Some mornings, you might wake up from vivid dreams that feel more like messages than imagination. That's your energy field trying to adjust. You're not breaking down, you're being rebuilt. Think of this like tuning a radio. When you start turning the dial toward a new station, there's static at first. But if you stay with it, if you don't shut it off prematurely, the clarity comes. The same is happening with your spirit right now. The universe is retuning you to the next version of your life, and it's louder, brighter, and more aligned with who you really are. Now is the time to respond to that shift with intention. If you've never journaled your dreams before, start tonight. Keep a notebook next to your bed and write, even if what comes out feels fragmented or strange. Those are seeds. Patterns will emerge. Messages will reveal themselves. Spend 15 minutes in silence each morning, not scrolling, not checking, just breathing. Tune into yourself. Ask, what do I need to notice today? This isn't about perfection. It's about presence. You don't need to figure everything out at once. This is about planting seeds. And if I may borrow the language of everyday faith, it's like sowing into something you can't see yet, but you trust that it's growing. That's what this energy is asking of you now. Trust the process. Trust that this unease is making room for something miraculous. This is also the time to detox not just your body, but your attention. Clean up your mental diet. The conversations you have, the content you consume, the thoughts you repeat are all shaping what you allow into your energetic field. If you've been overwhelmed, this is your invitation to gently pull back and create space. You don't need more input. You need more integration. I say this not as someone preaching from a mountaintop, but as someone who's walked through these energetic corridors myself. And I can tell you the door you're approaching? It only opens for those who are willing to walk through awake. Not perfect. Not fearless. Just willing. So let me ask you something. Have you been feeling it? The unrest? The sense that something big is coming? The dreams? The late-night thoughts that feel too loud to ignore? If so, write it down. Say it out loud. Comment below if it feels right. That's not just engagement, it's embodiment. It's how you anchor a new timeline into your reality. And trust me, Leo, this is the kind of timeline that changes everything. There's something unmistakable about the way money energy starts to shift in your life, not all at once, but in small ripples that gather power over time. You might not see the full wave yet, but if you're paying attention, you've likely already felt the undercurrent. A random conversation, an unexpected invitation, or someone quietly watching your work from a distance. That's where we are now, Leo. You're standing in front of a doorway that's about to open. And what's behind it is going to change how you think about worth, value, and what you allow yourself to receive. When the King of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles show up together in a reading, they speak a very specific language. One of mastery, recognition, and reward. This isn't just, you might make more money, it's bigger than that. It's a reminder that everything you've built silently, patiently, sometimes while no one was clapping, is now gaining the attention of someone who matters. Someone with influence. The energy of this spread suggests a powerful figure. Think of someone in a tailored suit, not just professionally sharp, but energetically precise, who has been watching from a distance, quietly observing your consistency, your growth, and your integrity. And while it's tempting to dismiss this or say, maybe that's not for me, let me stop you right there. This moment isn't about luck falling out of the sky. It's about alignment. The work you've already done is calling in the response. The Ace of Pentacles always shows up like a gift, but you still have to reach out and take it. So if someone makes you an offer this month, even if it's out of the blue or seems too small to matter, pay attention. Because the biggest doors are often disguised as small conversations, chance meetings, or awkward introductions. Don't write it off. Be present. Be prepared. Numerologically, this window is activated by sacred financial codes, 377, 744, 888. If these numbers are showing up around you on receipts, clocks, license plates, they aren't coincidence. 377 reminds you to trust your intuitive instincts around opportunities. 744 is a signal that you're not making these decisions alone. Unseen help is walking beside you. And 888, perhaps the most exciting of all, is the vibration of infinite flow. Prosperity that multiplies because it moves through you, not just to you. Even the colors around you matter right now. Sapphire blue isn't just beautiful, it's energetically stabilizing. It calms the mind, strengthens decision-making, and attracts high-frequency opportunities. If you've got an important meeting or interview coming up, consider wearing it. Even a hint. Let the frequency work for you. But let's get practical. If this is your season to receive, you need to make sure you're actually ready to hold it. That means now is the time to take a closer look at your finances. Not from a place of fear or control, but from clarity. Where is your money going? What beliefs are still shaping how you spend or save? Are you available not just emotionally, but logistically for more? Is your schedule so packed there's no room to say yes to a new opportunity? These are not small questions. They're part of the preparation. Receiving is a skill. And the truth is, many of us are better at giving than receiving. But abundance doesn't respond to effort, allanite responds to openness. So I invite you to practice that. Look at your day-to-day decisions and ask, would someone who believes they're worthy of abundance act like this? You're not being tested. You're being trained. If you've noticed any of those sacred numbers lately, or if this message has stirred something in you, take a moment and comment below. Tell me what you've seen, or how this is showing up for you. That simple act of acknowledgement isn't just about connecting with the community, it's a way to ground this energy into your reality. To say to the universe, I see what you're doing. I'm ready. Let's go. And if that person shows yuppies, the one watching from afar, finally stepping forward with an offer and play small. Look them in the eyes. Shake their hand. And remember, they're not just seeing your work. They're recognizing your light. Sometimes the only way forward is through something that falls apart. You may not want it. You may not be ready. But when the ground beneath you starts to crack, it's not always destruction, it's often release. If you've been feeling like something inside of you is no longer fitting, like an old version of you is too tight to wear, then this is that moment. And I know it can be terrifying. I know the voice of doubt is loud. But the truth is, endings are rarely the end. They're often the start of something far more true. The tower doesn't show up in tarot to punish, it arrives to clear. It breaks down the walls we've built around our identity, around our comfort zones, and around our heart. And when it's paired with the Sun and the Ace of Wands, as it is in your reading now, that's not just a signal, it's a spotlight. It means the destruction is sacred. It means you are about to be reintroduced to your own light in a way that feels brand new. You're not breaking. You're blooming. Pluto, the planet of deep transformation, is pressing on your emotional realm this month. It's that kind of energy that doesn't allow pretending. It calls out what you've outgrown, especially patterns that have kept you small, relationships that keep you tethered, beliefs that make you doubt yourself, cycles that drain instead of fuel you. You don't have to fight anymore to hold on to something that was never built to last. Sometimes, the most courageous thing you can do is let it fall. There's an image I keep seeing when I tune into your energy, lion in chains. But not defeated. Not silenced. Just waiting for the moment to remember its own roar. That's what this season is for. It's time to unlock what's been shackling your instincts. Because you were never meant to be caged. You're not here to live small, stay quiet, or carry what doesn't belong to you. You're here to rise, and sometimes, that means you have to lay something down first. And maybe, practically, it starts small. One step. One release. One truth spoken to yourself. What are 3 things you've been carrying that are no longer yours? Write them down. Be honest. It could be an old fear, a name, a lie, or even a version of yourself you no longer recognize. Then if you're ready, burn them. Not out of anger, but out of clarity. That ritual isn't about drama. It's about declaring your freedom. It's about creating space for something that finally fits. Because the law of attraction doesn't just respond to what you want, it responds to what you're willing to make space for. If your hands are still clinging to the past, how can you catch what the universe is sending your way now? Letting go isn't losing. It's making room. You see, the blessing isn't just in what's coming, it's in what you're finally brave enough to release. And I want to say this gently but firmly, this might be the chapter where you have to disappoint someone else to stay true to yourself. And that's okay. That's not betrayal. That's alignment. This is your life. Your path. Your energy. And if you don't protect it, who will? If reading this stirs something in you, if your chest feels heavy, or your mind goes straight to that one thing you know you've been avoiding, then turn away. Look straight at it. Say its name. And if you feel ready, write it down in the comments. That's not just a comment, it's a declaration. It's you stepping into your next chapter, clear-eyed and untethered. Because the moment you say, enough, the moment you name what's over, that's when the light rushes in. And Leo, your light is not meant to flicker. It's meant to blaze. Sometimes, love doesn't knock, it whispers. It shows up in a dream you didn't expect, a name that suddenly floats into your mind for no reason, or that quiet moment when your heart feels someone long before your eyes see them. And Leo, I need you to really listen here. This isn't random. This isn't your imagination playing games. When the energy of the lovers, the Two of Cups, and the moon shows up all at once, we're no longer talking about ordinary romance. We're talking about destiny. Right now, Venus has moved into your 7th house, the place where relationships deepen and sacred contracts are activated. And that means your soul connections are stirring. Not just emotionally, but vibrationally. If you've been sensing someone in your dreams, feeling that someone is thinking about you even if you haven't spoken in ages, chances are they are. Because that's what happens when your energy shifts. It reaches out. It calls in. And it's calling something or someone right now. Let me tell you something you may not hear often. Real connection isn't always built in the loud moments. It lives in the quiet recognition. The glance across a room. The unexpected message from someone you hadn't thought of in years. The uncanny timing of a song, a memory, a sign. You know it when you feel it, not because it's dramatic, but because it's familiar. Like coming home to something your soul never forgot. If you're already in a relationship, this is the season where the flame can become something deeper. Not just physical passion, but spiritual alignment. A second honeymoon. A softening. A reopening. Because love that lasts isn't about staying the same, it's about growing together. And when the moon appears in this spread, it's asking you to trust the unseen. To listen beneath the surface. To communicate even the feelings you don't have words for. But if you're single, don't mistake this as a void. This moment is rich with potential. The tarot and the sky are aligning to bring you into contact with someone whose energy complements yours like a missing note in a long-forgotten melody. But here's the thing, it may not come how you expect. It may not look like the love stories you've been told. It may arrive through an old friend, a reunion, or a strange coincidence. What matters isn't how it comes but how open you are to receiving it. And if that makes your chest tighten a little, if you feel the tension between wanting love and fearing its return, know that's completely human. We all want to be seen, but being seen fully? That's intimate. That's vulnerable. But it's also where the real magic happens. You don't need to perform. You don't need to chase. You just need to be honest about what you truly desire and brave enough to let it in when it knocks, whether it arrives with flowers or silence. Start here. Ask yourself, have you been dreaming of someone lately? Has a name kept circling your mind no matter how many times you try to shake it? That's not background noise. That's intuitive resonance. That's energy speaking before action. And if it feels right, if you're ready to put it into motion, write about it. Speak it. Share it in the comments. There's power in confession. Not to be dramatic, just to be honest. That's how we anchor sacred connections into real life. Because love, real love, doesn't demand you be perfect. It only asks that you be present. And when you are, when your heart is soft, and your soul is listening, what you've been waiting for can finally find its way in. So tell me, who have you been dreaming of? At some point on this journey, Leo, you stop asking, what do I want from life, and begin asking something far more powerful, what does life want from me? This isn't about pressure or perfection. It's about purpose. About remembering what you were always meant to become once you stopped shrinking to fit spaces that never matched your light. And if you've made it to this point in the energy reading, then I'm going to be honest with you, this part isn't soft. It's not about comfort. It's about calling. When the King of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and Judgment appear together in a spread, you're no longer being asked to reflect. You're being summoned. These cards speak of a fire that doesn't just burn, it guides. A mind that doesn't just analyze, it discerns. And a soul that has heard the trumpet call and knows it's time to rise. You are not being called to lead because you're perfect. You're being called because you've lived. Because you've failed and gotten back up. Because you've known what it feels like to be lost, and now your wisdom can become someone else's compass. That's what Jupiter is highlighting right now as it moves closer to your midheaven, the very peak of your chart, the place that represents your divine visibility, your legacy, and the role you play in the lives of others. This alignment isn't casual. It's sacred timing. You're stepping into a cycle where the world will start to recognize something in you that maybe you've only barely begun to accept, that you were born to light the way. But here's the thing. Leadership isn't always loud. It's not about commanding attention or taking over every room. Sometimes it looks like listening. Like setting boundaries. Like quietly creating something that helps others find their footing. Real influence comes from clarity. That's why the Queen of Swords is part of this moment too. She asks you to use discernment, not to cut people out, but to cut through the noise. What conversations, projects, distractions are dimming your light right now? It's time to get honest. Not because you owe anyone perfection, but because your energy is too valuable to waste. If you've ever struggled with imposter syndrome, if you've ever felt like maybe you weren't qualified to be a leader, let me gently remind you that you don't lead from titles. You lead from truth. People don't need you to be perfect. They need you to be real. To show up. To stay consistent. To live what you say. Right now, the most powerful thing you can do is claim your role. One simple sentence. That's it. Write your soul mission, not a paragraph, not a vision board, just one clear sentence that captures what you're here to bring into the world. Then say it out loud. 3 times. Every day. When your voice hears your own words spoken with intention, something begins to shift in your field. Your actions start to catch up to your energy. Your mind starts seeking ways to align with what your soul already knows. Place your hand on your heart as you do it. That's not just for show, it's a signal to your body, your nervous system, your subconscious, I'm ready. Picture your chest glowing like the sun itself. That's your Leo center. That's your life force. That's what people feel even before you speak. And if something inside you already knows what you're here to lead, whether it's through art, activism, teaching, parenting, healing, or simply being the most grounded version of yourself in a world that needs calm, write it. Speak it. Share it in the comments. Because writing it down isn't just an exercise. It's activation. When you name your path, you allow destiny to respond. You weren't born just to fit in. You were born to radiate. So don't be surprised if people start turning to you more often. Don't be shocked when opportunities seem to find you. That's not coincidence. That's your alignment doing what it was always meant to do. You're not chasing your purpose anymore. You're walking in it. Leo, if you've stayed with me until now, let me first say thank you. Not just for watching, but for showing up fully, vulnerably, curiously. What we've walked through together today isn't just a horoscope. It's a sacred unveiling of your path, your power, and your possibility. And if you're honest with yourself, you probably already felt it coming. Because every part of you has been signaling for change. And now, the skies, the cards, and your soul are all in agreement. The change is here. Let's breathe this in together. You've just traveled through 5 distinct, powerful portals. First came the transformation, the activation of a destiny you can no longer deny. Then came the opening of abundance, where hidden eyes noticed your light, and a financial opportunity you didn't see coming began to approach. You then crossed the bridge of release, shedding the weight of what no longer serves you. From there, love called your name, not just any love, but soul-level connection. And finally, the reminder that you weren't born to follow, you were born to lead. Not by force, but by example. Not through noise, but through presence. Each phase has been part of your preparation. And here you are. You don't need to chase what's already chosen you. You don't need to prove you're worthy of a role your soul was designed to play. You don't need to fight to be seen anymore. You have been seen. You are being called not because you are flawless, but because you are ready. You have walked through fire. You've carried burdens. You've kept going, even when it felt like no one was watching. But the universe was. And now, it responds. So I ask you gently, but with deep intention, what part of today's message resonated most with your current journey? Which moment cracked you open just a little more? Was it the dream you can't shake? The money opportunity you almost dismissed? The relationship that's either emerging or evolving? Or was it the deeper whisper that you are here for something bigger, something only you can bring? Whatever it was, don't let it slip through the cracks of your memory. Anchor it. Comment below, even if it's just one sentence. Let the universe see your signature. Let your guides feel your yes. Write, I am ready for my divine truth. Declare it. Because declaration creates direction. And beneath this truly stirred something in you, share it. With 7 people. No more, no less. Not because we're counting numbers, but because number 7 is sacred right now. It's the frequency of divine activation. When you share this message with exactly 7 souls, you set off a ripple effect and energetic sequence that goes far beyond anything this video alone could do. It's not just about them hearing the message. It's about you stepping into your role as a messenger. And don't forget the small, powerful act of clicking like. That's not just a thumbs up. It's an energetic agreement. It says, I accept. I align. I step into my destiny. Every interaction, every gesture of faith, opens the channel wider. Let your energy be felt. Now, I want you to imagine something. Close your eyes just for a second. See yourself at the top of a mountain, wearing your golden cloak, the one only you can wear. Behind you, the sun rises. Beside you stands Archangel Michael, calm, steady, radiant. There are no words exchanged. No battles left to fight. Just stillness. Just knowing. Just light. And now, imagine that light spilling from you, not just onto the mountain, but across everything you touch. Every room you enter. Every heart you meet. This isn't a metaphor. This is your frequency, fully activated. You don't have to convince anyone anymore. Your energy speaks. Thank you for being here with me, for allowing eternal mindfulness to be part of your journey. This space exists because of you. Every like, every comment, every subscription is not just support, it's alignment. It's how we keep this light moving forward together. So, dear Leo, don't wait for another sign. You are the sign. You are not on the edge of your destiny. You're already walking in it. And now, go be the light that shakes the world.